Everything I've been calling about Kick is finally playing out. Every single move has happened exactly like I said it would. Adin Ross has been staging this whole Kick departure for months, and now it's all blowing up in his face. During his new contract negotiations, he broke away from Stake, the company that owns Kick and has been his main financial backer. Then he partnered with Rain, a competing streaming platform, while still broadcasting on Kick. Rain's currently funding all his events, including his latest venture Risk, which Kick and Stake used to sponsor. Absolutely wild, right? Before revealing his new partnership, Adin began teasing his audience, dropping hints about potentially returning to Twitch. Then, he flipped the narrative, saying he's contributed so much to Kick, and they'd obviously keep backing him. But now, it looks like that backing is evaporating fast. Word on the street is Adin's furious with how Kick's handling him. Their relationship might be imploding completely, and I've got video evidence to back it up.
I do want to tell y'all some though, bro. Oh God, listen. Obviously, like, Priz knows about this situation. Cuff him, Cheeser, we spoke. I ain't gonna lie, chat. They up KPP so bad. Listen to this, bro. Literally, I got told yesterday, unless I'm gambling on Stake, they are not upping my KCIP. So motherfuckers don't even care about Kick no more. I'm just being real. That is crazy. I'm sorry. Like, they literally straight up said, unless you're on Stake, we're lower. Dude, I'm not joking. Collab made like $30, bro. It's cooked. Oh God, it's cooked. If you're not on stake.com, they lower you. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad. It's so bad. Nah, hell no, we do a rain bet. You know what? Yo, that's why John said, hey, I'll pay for your Clippers. Whatever you miss it, I got you, bro. Like, whatever. So that's what, if I go to Twitch, they'll pay for my Clippers on rain bet, basically. But bro, I ain't gonna lie, chat, that is crazy, bro. That is crazy. I hate doing that. I love Kick, but I built this from the ground up. Y'all did too. And I literally got told because I'm not on Stake, things are tricky.
Adin Ross is now openly teasing a possible jump back to Twitch. And remember, his last wristband event took place in Nashville, and he flew there on a private jet. That whole private aviation thing has people legitimately worried. It looks like Adin's hemorrhaging cash at a terrifying rate, and nobody really knows what his actual financial situation is. Constantly flying private, even for trips that don't require it, is genuinely crazy. Sure, Nashville to Miami isn't quite as excessive as Miami to LA, but this kind of lifestyle drains money insanely fast. I'm nowhere near that wealth bracket, but it's crystal clear this dude operates like money grows on trees. This clip might actually prove he's dead serious this time. Right now, Adin hasn't gone live on Twitch yet, but if he made the move, it would be absolutely massive. He could easily draw 30,000 to 50,000 concurrent viewers per stream. Some fans keep insisting he used to pull 100,000 viewers no problem, but the landscape has changed dramatically. He's still a major name, but the hype surrounding him just isn't what it used to be. That's partly due to this whole clip culture phenomenon, where creators extract short segments from streams, and those clips blow up way faster than full-length broadcasts. Kick actually pays people to create these clips through their KPPP or KCIP programs. That's the Kick Partner Program, sometimes called the Kick Creator Incentive Program. Basically, they pay streamers an hourly rate depending on streaming duration and viewer count. But now Adin's saying his payouts look absolutely horrible, like the math doesn't add up at all. It's gotten so bad that he's considering jumping ship to Twitch, where he could easily rake in serious cash, especially with ads running 24/7, something Kick doesn't even have. And this is precisely what I've been saying all along. Where's all this Kick money actually coming from? They've been paying out insane creator incentives, giving 100% subscriber revenue, and throwing out bonuses non-stop, but there's no actual ad system or revenue engine backing any of it. Even KickChant, one of the biggest Kick news accounts, called them out, saying Kick pays Clippers to hype up inflated payouts to create the illusion everyone's getting huge bags. They even posted bounty listings showing $3,000 per million views, trying to pump up the whole payout system. But honestly, it's looking shaky as hell. Remember when Adin was flexing about making $250,000 from 1 or 2 streams? That never seemed legit. Now those same Kick accounts are pointing out all the inconsistencies. Look, when Kick first brought Adin on board, it was total anarchy. They let creators say and do absolutely anything they wanted, and yeah, it was chaotic, but it generated massive attention. I called it back then that it wouldn't last, and here we are. Kick's tightening up their policies because they need to stay in app stores and keep advertisers from bailing. Makes total sense. But that means less creative freedom and fewer insane moments, which were the whole appeal of Kick in the first place. At launch, Kick gave streamers 100% of subscription revenue, which was completely unheard of. Twitch, on the flip side, does 50-50 splits, or 70-30 if you're in their good graces. Subscription prices usually run $5 to $6, and Twitch Prime subs help creators out since Amazon foots the bill. But Kick doesn't have anything comparable to Prime, meaning there's way less actual money flowing through their ecosystem. So when you really break it down, Kick was never actually making money, just burning through it. Eventually, that business model crashes into a wall, and it looks like we're watching that happen in real time. Kick's starting to scale back on those crazy exclusive deals. Remember when they locked creators into Kick-only streaming contracts? That era's over. Now they want everyone multi-streaming on Twitch, YouTube, everywhere, just to keep content on their platform. That's where the KPPP came into play, a way to bring in smaller creators with hourly pay so they could actually survive while streaming. You didn't need massive viewership anymore. Even 80 or 100 viewers could net you some income. It was a smart strategy to flood the site with content and make Kick look populated. On the international front, Kick's been making serious moves. They've established presence in the Middle East, Japan, and South America. There was even this huge boxing event stream before Adin's last event, the one with that dude wearing what looked like a bedsheet ghost costume and shades. Those streams pulled legitimate numbers. To hype everything up, Kick heavily promoted those creator earnings, showing off how much money people were supposedly making. But like I said from the jump, it couldn't sustain itself. You can't just hemorrhage millions forever without revenue to offset it. Now it seems like Kick's spending spree is hitting the brakes hard, and Adin's feeling the squeeze. Payouts are dropping, creative freedom's shrinking, and that wild energy that made Kick pop in the first place is evaporating. Even XQC, one of Kick's biggest streamers, addressed it after Adin brought it up. He basically echoed what everyone's thinking. The platform's cash flow isn't what it used to be. So, yeah, all signs point to Kick clamping down on everything: payouts, content policies, and creator autonomy. And if Adin's already floating the idea of returning to Twitch, that's probably the strongest signal yet that things at Kick are going sideways. I've got the clip of XQC reacting to Adin's comments, and it speaks volumes.
God, it's cooked. If you're not on stake.com, they lower you. I'm sorry. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That is so bad, bro. That's so bad. That's so bad.
Chat, I actually spoke when he said that the first time. Chat, I actually spoke directly with Eddie, and he told me that this wasn't true. Yo, listen. Maybe he's ready. Maybe it's skit. Yo, I went straight to Eddie. Why didn't snitch? I was like, bro. If you guys always KPP, that's dog. Like, don't do it. And he said they didn't do anything. So I don't know.
So here's the actual story. The caption from Kick Champ said Eddie lied. They're talking about Eddie Craven, Kick's owner, who also runs Stake and co-owns the whole operation with Bijan Tranny. But honestly, I don't think Eddie outright lied to XQC. It's way more likely he genuinely didn't know what was going down behind the scenes. Eddie's juggling too many responsibilities. He's running Stake events, doing Kick PR, handling all kinds of public-facing stuff. He's definitely not in the weeds micromanaging individual KPPP payouts. That's way beneath his pay grade. If this were some massive partnership deal, sure, he'd know every detail, but when it comes to individual creator payout drama, he's probably out of the loop. And check this out, another major Kick streamer, Pollos, just posted a clip calling his KCIP experience an absolute disaster. I've got that footage lined up, and it's pretty insane.
What the fuck are you talking about? I would legitimately make more. Yo, some of you are just fucking brain dead. What money? Like, what are you talking about? Dude, my KCIP is garbage. Dude said KCIP, you don't even know what that means. You just heard another streamer say that.
So now we've got two of Kick's biggest personalities, Pollos and Adin Ross, both publicly calling out platform issues. Adin even name-dropped another streamer, CL, who supposedly streamed twice for about 8 hours total, and only pulled in roughly $30. That's genuinely insane when you consider he was drawing 4K to 7K live viewers, sometimes spiking to 8K. Apparently, CL's a newer face, who got introduced through Adin's circle. First Cheezer brought him in, then he linked up with Cuffham, and eventually ended up in Adin and Sneeko's orbit. So this whole situation's reaching a boiling point, and honestly, it feels inevitable. It really looks like Adin's trying to leverage Kick into bumping his payback up. When KPPP payouts were at their peak, he was pulling in massive money, the kind Twitch would never match. Twitch doesn't operate that way, but now that his Kick payments have tanked, he's clearly pissed about how low they've dropped. But let's be real, what did he expect? Adin partnered with Rain, a company that directly competes with Stake, the very entity funding Kick. That's legitimately wild. He wants Kick to keep paying him massive hourly rates and promote his Rain-sponsored events on their front page, even though Rain's literally their competitor. Like, come on, that's completely unrealistic. Even if you're not into the gambling stuff, and I'm definitely not, it's pretty obvious why Kick wouldn't want to bankroll someone advertising their competition. That's financial suicide. They can't pay him huge money while he's actively promoting their rivals. That's not business. That's self-destruction. In that same clip, Adin mentioned someone named John. He's apparently the main point of contact for Rain-sponsored creators. Adin said John told him he'd cover his Clippers if he switched to Twitch, since right now Kick's funding the Clippers, who post Adin's stream highlights. That's actually a huge deal. It shows Rain's already positioning to support Adin's potential move. Now, about Adin's potential numbers, yeah, he could probably average 30,000 to 50,000 viewers on Twitch without breaking a sweat, and during big events he might crack 100,000. Twitch would absolutely feature those streams front and center because they know how to capitalize on big moments. But the real issue is Adin's content style. He's gotten used to total freedom on Kick, where he can say whatever he wants. That won't fly on Twitch. Twitch has strict TOS, and one violation could get him banned again instantly. And knowing Adin, those restrictions would probably drive him insane. Plus, a bunch of his regular collaborators are either banned from Twitch or can't stream there, so he'd lose that chemistry that makes his content work. Honestly, it seems like money isn't even his main worry, it's the loss of freedom. Even his risk brand events don't look like profitable ventures. He's probably just breaking even, or taking losses just to keep his brand strong and stay relevant. But that's the thing, Adin's not really chasing profit, he's chasing clout and influence. Still, all this shows just how unstable things are with Kick right now. I'll admit, I'm shocked they've lasted this long. I genuinely hope they succeed as a platform, but the financials look rough. It just doesn't seem sustainable. People love comparing Kick to Twitch, pointing out that Twitch also operates at a loss, and that's true. Twitch isn't exactly printing money either. Amazon's been covering those losses, probably treating it as a long-term investment or tax write-off. But at least Twitch has consistent, predictable revenue from ads and subscriptions. That's something Kick fundamentally lacks. Kick's KPPP and KCIP payouts are all over the map. Inconsistent, confusing, and impossible to budget around long term. It's like they're making it up as they go. Meanwhile, Twitch has predictable ad revenue, transparent revenue splits, and consistent Prime sub income. So now we're at a point where Kick creators are frustrated, the money's drying up, and major names like Adin and Los Pollos are publicly questioning the platform. That's not a good look for a site that built its reputation on being creator first. At the end of the day, Adin might stick with Kick a bit longer, but the cracks are definitely showing. If payouts don't bounce back, or Rain keeps sweetening their offers, that Twitch move might not just be empty threats this time. Let me know what you think about all this. Things are definitely heating up.